Welcome back to Cider from Scratch. I'm David and Rachel's behind the camera. Today we are making our 17th batch of hard cider. And what's cool about this batch is we just picked up our Northern Spy 100% pure apple juice from concentrate. Rachel will show you a picture right here of that 5-gallon jug. So we're really excited. This stuff, we've already tested it a little bit and it tastes really good. So what we've got, since this is our first time with this juice, we've got a ½ gallon that will mix with Lalvin EC-1118 yeast. We've got a ½ gallon that will mix with SafCider AB-1 yeast. And then we've got a ½ gallon we'll mix with Nottingham Ale Yeast. All those yeast mixtures are currently hydrating in 15 milliliters of warm water. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and move our apple juice that we've diluted to a 1.050 specific gravity, and we'll rack those into these ½ gallon jugs. Next step, we're going to pitch our yeast in each one of these ½ gallon jugs. Before we do that, I just want to say, if you like this stuff, make sure to like and leave us a comment. It really helps us out with the algorithm, it helps us grow our channel. And if you're not subscribed, make sure to subscribe. We have like 73% of our viewers are not subscribed. So if you can, it really helps us out. Please subscribe. Let's get back to it. We've got our Lalvin yeast that's been hydrating. Go ahead and pitch that. Boom. SafCider AB-1, which is used for a traditional balanced cider. Pitching that yeast. Boom. Then we have our Nottingham Ale Yeast. Go ahead and pitch that. Perfect. In this batch, we're making a dry cider, so it's probably going to take somewhere around 2 to 3 weeks for each of these to ferment all the way down to 1.00 specific gravity. When that happens, we'll check back and show you guys the next step. This batch has been fermenting for 4 weeks, and we're ready to bottle. We've been waiting on the ale yeast mixture to finish up. Now that she's good, we're going to take specific gravity readings, add some priming sugar, and fill up the bottles. All right, the Lalvin yeast mixture finished at a final gravity of 1.002. Now we'll take measurements of the SafCider AB-1 yeast. Honestly, I think it's the same, 1.002. Now let's take the readings of the mixture with the Nottingham Ale Yeast. This one seems much darker in color. Whoa! Slightly higher at a 1.004 specific gravity. We finished bottling today. As expected, we have 15 bottles ready to go. We're gonna let those sit for 2 weeks, bottle condition, and then we'll taste test them for you. It's been 3 weeks since we last put batch 17 in the bottles, and we think they're ready to go. We'll do a pressure test and a flavor test. See what we have here. So the first one we're gonna try is the Northern Spy with Lalvin. This one is sitting at a 6.3% ABV. Ooh, that was some good fizz.
I smell it.
It smells a lot like apple. But it's a different type of apple. Does that make sense? Like, the Northern Spy is more of a baking apple. That's kind of what it tastes like to me, or smells like to me.
Oh my gosh.
What?
It's really good.
Really?
Yeah. It's a little bit tart, a little bit sweet, lots of apple.
It's a little different to me. I don't know what it is. Maybe it doesn't have a ton of carbonation. Tastes good, very drinkable. It's just not, I don't know, it's not crisp. Maybe that's what it is.
Tank just had dinner, so
Yeah.
he's speaking.
Tank?
Did you say not crisp?
Yeah, I feel like it's not
Yeah.
crisp.
Yeah, but I think crisp is also like carbonation plays into that, coldness.
So maybe
plays
it's not
into
quite
that.
enough carbonation.
Maybe, but
Needs another week or so.
I really like it.
All right. Next one is also at 6.3% ABV. This is with the SafCider AB-1 yeast. That sounded like more carbonation.
That's so funny. I was gonna say the opposite.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I don't have more head, I think.
This one smells a little different.
I don't get as much like smell, honestly.
Yeah, I can't just
Smell it.
necessarily describe.
I don't smell a ton. That's my problem. Same. I mean, I'm not picking up on
A
much
little
there.
less apple smell.
Yeah, I don't.
What do you think?
I think there's even less carbonation. You'll have to tell me.
Yeah, there's less carbonation.
This one is more blah than this one to me. This one has got like way more apple flavor, way more, like even more tannins and like mouthfeel and stuff. This one's just kind of like a slightly watered down version of this one. To me, it doesn't smell as good.
Yeah,
doesn't taste as good.
It's not great. It's not as amazing. It definitely needs more carbonation. I'm surprised.
Yeah, I mean, this is more like an apple juice to me. Like, I know you said it's a 6.3%, but maybe it's just less carbonation that I'm not enjoying it as much as the first one.
Yeah, they need more time, probably.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
The smell on that one's just really good.
All right, this one I'm excited about. This is with the
yeah.
ale yeast, which we had some really good experience with that in our last batch or last 2 batches, something like that. All right, this one is a little bit lower actually at 6% ABV.
That sounded like more to me, unless you went a little bit slower.
Oh yeah, it's definitely because I can see some bubbles going. Oh yeah. That's complete change.
Yeah, compared to that one.
So this one did have more, just barely.
Oh! It was coming into my nose as I was smelling it.
This one had just a slight increase in final gravity.
Better smell than this one for
It
sure.
smells different. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Isn't that strange? I wonder. It smells like it almost has a lot more apple smell to it.
There's a lot of carbonation in that one.
It's like night and day, carbonation wise. This one might be over carbonated.
When you first poured it and I was sniffing, the little bubbles were coming up my nose.
It's not bad. This one might be my favorite so far.
Yeah, I figured you would like that one because it's slightly more champagne-y, slightly more tasting a little bit more like dry, kind of.
Yeah.
It's not as sweet. I prefer this one, first one. It's more sweet. It's in the middle of all the characteristics.
This one is definitely more dry, which is strange.
Look at
I would have not expected the ale yeast.
yours looks clearer than mine. It's hard to tell because you don't have as much, but it looks clearer.
Here, I can get some more.
It's a lot of carbonation.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. There's a little bit more clearness over here.
Yeah. Yeah, I prefer the first one, for sure.
Not a bad batch overall.
No.
I mean, we've had thousands times worse.
Yeah, this one's like just not again probably, but
yeah, the ale yeast is quickly becoming my favorite. It has a crisp finish.
And I think I still like Lalvin.
Too funny.
Yeah. Well, anyways, thanks for sticking with us in this episode, you guys. Thanks so much for your support as always. If you're not yet a subscriber, please consider. We do have a goal here in the next few months to try to hit 500. So if you're willing to do it, it really does help us a lot. But thank you guys so much for your comments and support of our channel. We really do appreciate it, and we will see you next week.
And remember, always follow your dreams.